Hello everyone, and welcome to another video with me, Umber Rays. Before we start on a very serious topic today, I want to get something out of the way. Yes, I know about the audio issues. I'm not sure if it was because of a recent Windows update or because I'm using the webcam on my computer now, and that just doesn't seem to be that good quality. I'm looking into getting a new webcam, but for now you're unfortunately going to have to deal with it for a little bit longer. Anyway, this video, I'm trying to keep the fan noise to a minimum, so hopefully it will turn out good. But please let me know if there are audio issues. I am looking into getting it fixed. Okay, so with that being said, it seems now is the time that players can start to get angry. And that's kind of why I have calming music in this video, because I'm going to try and keep a fairly level head, but I have to say that I'm pretty upset at this point. All right, so let's get right into it. What happened previously and what is happening now? So, a little while ago, the Japanese side celebrated its 1-year anniversary, and in celebrating its 1-year anniversary, well, guess what? There was a problem with the 1-year anniversary banners. The 1-year anniversary banners basically had set groups where your account number, certain numbers in your account number would basically dictate into what series or set of URs you would get from anniversary polls. And this is kind of a problem because it was either one of two issues. Either Gumi and their developers are totally incompetent, which is kind of impressive considering that they basically only have done gacha games for a while, you know, Brave Exvius, Taga, Brave Frontier. It's kind of impressive when you've been doing stuff this long and your gacha system is totally freaking incompetent. But the other possibility was that that gacha fixing was going on. In other words, basically War of the Visions for a long time now, or for or potentially just the anniversary banners, something. The banners were always going to be fixed and always were going to be fixed if this had never been found out. In other words, your polls were set. Every time a new banner would come out, say the Bling Stern banner or the, I don't want to say Mashiri, like the Sakura banner or the Kame banner. Basically, whenever these banners would come out, it was already decided what your results were going to be. It didn't matter when you polled, it didn't matter what time of day or anything like that. It was a set system where your results were already determined and you could spend 120,000 on a banner and your account was just destined to never get that character. This was a big problem. On the Japanese side, it should be noted that it was addressed in not only a most recent producer live letter, which I just talked about it in my previous video yesterday, but it was talked about earlier. They refunded everybody's resources that were spent on the Japanese banners. And now, apparently, yesterday, there was also the producer live letter from Hirano himself, kind of an authority when it comes to this game, since he is basically, in charge of pretty much everything. Let's get one thing straight. He, in the producer live letter himself, said that it was a version 3.0 problem. In other words, meaning that the problems that came from the gacha system were exclusive to the version 3.0, and that is the thing that should be blamed for everything, and it's been consequently fixed, and it will never be a problem again. Let's put a pin in this for now and come back to it later. So what has happened currently on the global side is that the Cyber Monday deal seems to have had the exact same problem again. And I'm going to give a shout out to Diggs, as well as a ton of other people who have posted in GenSpec's thread on the Reddit. If you are curious and you would like to see more information and more proof about it, I will provide that link to the Reddit thread in the description for this video. But taking a look at it, it's the exact same thing as the Japanese side, with one tiny difference. Obviously, this is a 4 UR guaranteed banner, where the Japanese ones were 10 UR guaranteed banners. So the one thing that is evidently different is the fact that these lesser rarity units seem to be random, and that is probably interesting because if you guys go back and watch my previous video, you'll note that I said that once you take the lower rarity units out of the pool, it turns out that the gacha system is either incredibly easy to predict the pattern, or more importantly, it's fixed. And this wouldn't bother me so much, except for one very obvious thing. It's not what the Japanese side said it was. Hirano himself came out and said that it was 100% a 3.0 version problem. And last I checked, Global isn't on version 3.0. This is a real problem at this point. Before, I was willing to give the benefit of the doubt in the fact that it could be an issue or it could be fixing, but until we have more evidence, this was something that we could not really talk about. And this, at this point, it is 100% a problem with the game. It is inexcusable. It is indefensible. I don't care what you guys post in the comments, what excuses you come up with, whether you're a programmer or not. This is their fucking job. This is not a game that you pay $60 for and it comes out and it has bugs and it can be patched later and it's just something that is done. This is a live service game that is constantly going, and this problem has been in the game for longer than version 3.0. Basically, this on the global side states what I kind of have been incredibly afraid of, is the fact that this problem has been in the gacha system for who knows how long, or it is just straight. They have fixed the rates. They have fixed it. It is all bullshit, and they need to get just totally taken to court, because this is 100% illegal. This is just illegal. This is absolutely inexcusable. And yeah, for 100%, I will say this. We cannot definitively say that this is fixing. We basically need a developer to come out at this point and say, yes, I was on the programming team. I can confirm 100% that executive X, Y, or Z said, make the rates a specific way, and that's the way to do it. And I have been threatened to not say anything, and this is a thing that is happening. Or that this is just an incredible bunch of incompetence, and they haven't known about it for who knows how long. I'm sorry, but the compensation that you gave on the JP side is 100% no longer good enough, because guess what? It's been a problem for a lot longer, and who knows how long. I'm really at a loss for words at this point. And a lot of people know how angry I can get about stuff like this, and just not being a white knight or anything for the company, but I try to give people fair shakes when I feel it is worth it. And, you know, there's just people in the comment sections who are always going to defend this shit, who are always just going to, gaslight or white knight or all of this kind of crap. And who cares, honestly? Because you know what? I don't give a shit about a lot of the YouTube comments. I really don't. I don't give a shit whether you are willing to protect the company, because you know what? It's amazing that you're willing to protect a company that doesn't give any rat's ass about you. Spending money on this game at this point is... Let me put it this way. For everybody out there who wants me to say that everyone should stop spending money, that we should boycott the game and all of that, no, I'm not going to do that. But at this point, you're pretty dumb to keep spending money on this game, because either everything is fixed or they are incompetent enough that you should not be spending money, because they haven't recognized that this problem is a problem for a long time, or they don't know how to program very well. I'm willing to give that RNG systems still have to be based on some level of coding, but the idea that there are just accounts that can't get specific characters doesn't make me want to spend. It doesn't even make me want to pull on banners in the future, because what's the point? I already have been decided on characters I don't even know exist yet. And it's just a system-based thing, and you can't fight the system. For everybody who has a lucky account, congratulations, you rolled at the right time. For everyone who didn't, guess what? You may never actually have a lucky account, period. And that's just the way that it is hard-coded into the system. But either way, at this point, I'm pretty sure that the compensation has to be astronomical. I don't even know how much it has to be, but JP players and global players should be equally pissed off and not willing to accept this shit at all. If you are willing to spend at this point, there is no illusion anymore. There isn't a problem. There very clearly is. We found it. We've caught it on multiple occasions, in multiple versions, on multiple versions of the actual game. I mean, like, we've seen it in both JP and global at this point, in separate instances, in different versions of the game. It's total bullshit. And if they come out on the global side and say, it's just version 2 point whatever's problem, it doesn't exist in any other version of the game, then they're fucking lying to all of us. And this game needs to die. Gumi as a company needs to either be put out of its misery for the fact that they can't do the thing that they've advertised the thing to do. And it wouldn't piss me off so much, except for the fact that you're making a gacha game. It's not an action game. It's not really even a strategy game. It is primarily gacha. Dragalia Lost is primarily a gacha. Card games are not advertised as such, but same system of just RNG, trying to get what you want out of things. You're willing to accept that, fine, but at this point we know that there is a problem with the system. This is not acceptable, and I don't think it's ever going to be acceptable. And this just completely shatters any trust that I had. And my trust was hanging on a thread. Like, going forward, understand exactly what this game is. It is not random. It is not well programmed. It is not any of that stuff. And if you want to play it because you still have fun with the game, that's fine. But if you have any inkling of spending money in this game anymore, you know exactly what is happening. You are getting sold snake oil. And just to kind of close out this video, I do think that this is probably a problem in other games as well. Whether it was imported from Taga or it is just a problem in all of it. And the only thing that actually has made it unfindable in terms of Brave Exvius for a long time, potentially as well, is the fact that there are just so many rare units in that game, and it's just been harder to catch. It's really the last straw for me personally on spending on any Gumi game, regardless of what it is. Whether it's they can put all the cool versions of Bahamut, they can put all the cool versions of Yuna or Final Fantasy IX characters or Final Fantasy VII characters. I don't fucking care. The gacha rates have not been great in this game before, and in all honesty, while COVID has been disruptive in terms of development processes, I'm sure, and in terms of their plans for this year, I gotta say at this point, to hell with their plans, to hell with their gacha system, and to hell with ever spending another dime on Gumi-related stuff. And I really do think that the community needs to be really up in arms about this. Whether you continue to spend or not, do not attack other players, but I think everyone needs to be angry at this company, both on the Japanese side and the global side, because this is inexcusable bullshit, regardless of whether it's fixed intentionally or fixed by incompetence. Anyway, that's about all I really have to say. I've definitely repeated myself on some of the stuff, but this is pretty awful. And at this point, Gumi, if you really want to make it up to the players, you better give them about 100,000 lapis and refund everybody's paid lapis that they've spent for a long time, because I'm not even sure where the money in this game goes anymore. Because it sure as hell isn't development. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think, I guess, if you're really still willing to defend this company. At this point, it says a lot more about you than it says about anything else. Anyway, thank you for watching. Take care. See you next time. And hopefully those audio issues have been... See ya.